So first, what is your name and relation to Puerto Rico?
My name is Mayra Ben. I'm 36 years old, born and raised in Puerto Rico. I've been in the mainland for 5 years now, so you can say that I was in Puerto Rico for 31 years of my life. And all my family, my parents, my sister, my grandparents, they are all in the island right now.
Okay. What are your thoughts about the residents of Puerto Rico being United States citizens but not being able to influence the election of the U.S. president?
I think that is very unfair because as U.S. citizens, we all should have the same rights because we don't have the same rights when we are in the island. We pretty much only have rights of having the U.S. passport and having Social Security and Medicare and benefits like that, but not the full amount that any person in any other state will have. And we don't have representation in the Congress other than one person that goes there and is there but doesn't have any vote in the Congress. And instead, any Puerto Rican that any person from Puerto Rico that moves to the mainland, we actually can vote and have full benefits like any other U.S. citizen. So yeah, I think that it's pretty unfair that we are citizens, but we cannot choose who pretty much rules Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that United States does not allow its citizens in its territories to influence federal elections?
There are different theories. One being like people believe that Puerto Rico will be a Democrat state, so that's why Republicans don't want to grant the statehood or don't even think about it. And then there is the other part that says like, well, if Puerto Rico is a state, it will be the most poor state in the nation, probably. And because of that, then there will be so much money that will have to be assigned to the island. So that's also why Democrats then don't want to look into the statehood part. But yeah, I'm sure there are way other ideas. There are people that think that because U.S. is racist, that doesn't want the Puerto Ricans in there. I do not believe that, but there are people that do believe that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm sure there are way more things to think of why, but I will say that the economy will be the number one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so going off of that, do you think the United States should do more to help Puerto Rico financially?
That is a tricky question. I think that it's yes and no. I think that yes, in the way that Puerto Rico needs the money, needs the help to be able to move forward and get better and improved, especially after the hurricane. But also, I do not believe on just give out the money. I do believe that it should be managed and administered in a way that corruption doesn't get in the middle and the money actually gets to where it should be.
Okay. And based on your experience, do Puerto Ricans deserve greater recognition for their military service?
Yes, I believe that a big amount of the military is Puerto Ricans are part of a big part of the military U.S. in all the different branches since World War One. It is believed one of the urban legends, if I may say, is that Puerto Rico was granted the citizenship for that reason, to be able to use the people in the military, in the army, especially for World War One. But again, there's so many veterans that went to World War II, went to Vietnam, went to all the different wars, and yeah, I believe that not everybody, especially people in the States, not everybody knows that. I don't think people realize that Puerto Ricans will go to war and defend the American flag. And it's very common. Like, I have friends, I have family that are veterans. My mom's dad went to World War II. There's so many people that, if you ask somebody from Puerto Rico, if they know somebody in any of the military branches, they will say, of course, I have family, I have friends, and they will mention you more than one for sure. So yeah, I think that Puerto Rico is it's important in the military. Puerto Rico used to have a lot of branches, a lot of bases in the island. Right now, there is only one, is the Buchanan base. But in the past, there was one in the northwest side of the island, one in the southeast part of the island, and there were one in Vieques and one in Culebras. Those two are the small islands in Puerto Rico. That are part of Puerto Rico, and those are paradise islands, and they were used by the military for practices. They bombed the whole island for many years, and there's a lot of contamination because of it in the island, and still they are beautiful, clear water, beautiful islands. But yeah, the Army and the Navy, they were there, and everybody in Puerto Rico for sure knows about the military. And they defend the American flag. We don't defend the Puerto Rican flag. We defend the American flag.
Right. So then overall, do you think Puerto Rico should become a state?
Maybe 10 years ago, I would have said yes without hesitating, but now I will tell you that it will have to be something very think through. It have to be thoughtful about how to do it. I do believe that Puerto Rico should be a state. Puerto Rico needs that to evolve, I think. And there's so much things that Puerto Rico can bring to U.S. as a state. It's gonna be, oh yeah, they're gonna be the poorest state, and that's what it is. No, I mean, Puerto Rico has a lot to give also. But I don't know if being a state will be the best for the economy, because yes, the money will come back. Like, U.S. will give more money, and all the benefits as a citizen will be insured. But at the same time, Puerto Rico right now has I would say the highest sales tax in the nation is 11.5%. It also has around 33% of state income tax. So I don't know how bad it will be when they have to pay for federal taxes also.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I have.